This is a solo underground bunker or G4 guide. Um, Typically when I do these, I do like to use a Del gun for PvE. Um, and we're going to jump down to this helicopter pad and start clearing out the under part of it. I typically like to go to the right so that I can get up in this room. There's a med case up here that is nice to get because you're going to be taking damage from PvE. The soldiers, like I like to call them, can be very difficult if you get multiple on you at once, but you can typically face tank a lot of shots from one or two. But you want to be careful when multiple more are pinning you down. I'm not going to get all the crates and barrels, but you can see some of them, like the one yellow one to the right when I came into the store. The military crates are very good to get though, because they drop military loot, so it's explosives almost every single time that I've seen, and also typically a rifle body and a decent amount of feathers. Neat little trick also to help people from coming up from behind you. Shut those doors. You can hear them throughout the whole area, and when you hear that door open, you know somebody's coming in behind you to flank you. I'm kind of messing around with the shotgun in here, seeing what, just goofing off. You're actually going to see it kind of fail me in a little bit too, so it was a very close call. But so the first actual box you can get is this blue room to the left as you come into this room. This crate is pretty decent. You also only need to bring a blue card because you will get a red card from this crate every time, but there is a red crate or red card door in this facility as well. These green crates are also very good to get. I recommend getting them anytime you can. Also, I'm going to show you something else. As you can see, some of the boxes I'm going to point out. And that one there. Actually, I might show you the hallway after this one. If I get hurt here. Oh no, it's not this one. No, this isn't the hole. But I almost had that shotgun fell on me here. So I also craft some more nails, which you only need metal fragments to do. You can do anywhere. You don't need a workbench. So it's very nice. That's why the nail gun is king when it comes to PvE. And clearing these monuments out, because you can craft the ammo for it as you go. Not have to worry about it. Now this next room, I like to go in these rooms and loot these rooms because there's a builder crate and also a med box to the left. Like I said, you're going to want to get as many meds, and there's quite a few in here as well, so you can make back your health back. And also the room to the right is your first actual free crate. You do not need a key card to get this crate. I have gotten some pretty decent military. Like you see, I got a small explosive there, which is okay. You can kind of use it against stone, but it's mostly like wooden and just take damage, but it takes forever to use sometimes, so it's not the greatest for a rating, but it's nice to get. Now this hallway is a very scary hallway. If there's somebody else down here and you're pushing in, this is probably the first true danger spot of finding somebody holding you. It's just a long hallway. You just run down there and you get tapped or shotgunned when you get close to the end, not knowing when they're going to be, and you can't do anything. And you're also out of stamina by the time you just run down the whole thing. Now this is the red room. Typically there can be two NPCs that spawn in here, so be careful. Sometimes there's just one. One likes to spawn in the main room, and the one likes to spawn in that right side room. This crate, I've gotten some stuff out of it decently this swipe, but not very much. But it's also very good to get. It gives you a lot of metal fragments, rifle bodies, and you're already down here, so you definitely hit that one up. Also, med crate in that small room to the left, which I would like to grab. And I'm going to show you what it's like when you just hold this hallway. So you can hold it here, but the problem is if anybody shoots an explosive crossbow down this hallway at this area, you can get one tapped around the corner with a explosive crossbow. Explosive crossbows are very scary. That's a little cheeky spot you can set to camp it as well, and also on those shelves, so be aware of that and be careful. of people doing that to you. Now I like to shut this door, so now we have 3 doors, and if we hear a door and we can get back to that spot to camp, that's typically what you try to do, but you'll know there's other places too, where you can camp if you need to. This next room is very scary. There's a lot of NPCs. They push you all at once. It can get very hectic very quickly. The way I like to do it is I like to clear this right, because as you can see there are some down here and they will flank you when you start fighting the main room. You just got to be careful, because if not they will push down this hallway, and they kind of do on me here. Some of them kind of saw me and started just pushing me or hurt it or something, but you can get stuck in the hallway. It's better to try to clear this room from that left where you came from and pull them back if you need to, because then you have enough space to do so. So as soon as you can take that where you have a fallback, you want to have that. Clear out this little section here, and there can be a lot of still NPCs to the right. We don't know. Straight ahead is a room that has NPCs, but it's like a circle part of the room. I typically don't do it, but I will show you guys that one as well. Each corner has some things you can loot. As I push up here, I like to look left and clear that doorway, because that's a typical spot NPCs push from. And typically there's a lot of NPCs up here, and I was kind of wondering why they weren't spawning, but we'll get to that, why they weren't really spawning up here for some reason like they typically do. There's usually like 5 to 6 NPCs, but this is also a spot where you get another free crate, so you want to clear this top part out, get the free crate, to be able to continue on. Yeah, no. One of the reasons this POI is so good is you can just get so looted out of this POI. It's got the one with the most actual military crates that you can get, which is 6, I believe. And so yeah, this crate I typically do get some explosives and other explosive arrows. Sometimes I get some good armor out of that crate. I keep saying but anyway, so I'm gonna slow it down in here. I want to see what you guys see, what I saw, because it caught me by surprise. Well, confusion a little bit too. I was really confused about this. But as I'm clearing here and I jump in here, I'm just showing this room. I saw something behind that, if you didn't see it, and it turned out to be a sleeper down here, and I was just like, with nothing on him. I don't know if somebody was like baiting down here or what, but it really confused me. But then NPCs started spawning on me after I killed them. So I think the reason why this room and the upper room wasn't as hectic as it typically can be was because of that sleeper sleeping in the underground bunker for some reason. Green crates in this room to the left as well. You want to just continue on further down. There are NPCs throughout these hallways, so just be aware. It is also, when you go into that first hallway to get to this set of hallways, it is the second door that you enter to continue to go farther down. I forgot to mention that. Another good lesson is always remember to keep an eye on your ammo. Don't run out. You can craft it as you go. Just make sure you craft it. So I had to back off and recraft because I didn't realize it. So another free crate that you can grab from this one that you don't need any key cards is off to the left of this doorway. That crate, I've gotten some armor pieces out of it and explosives like everything else. Nothing like major. I haven't really gotten like the best armor out of that crate in a minute, and I haven't gotten like a good helmet out of that crate in a minute. But you do get some explosive and always blueprints. If you haven't learned those blueprints, you can also learn them right then and there. If not, if you want to save them, they also sell for a decent amount of feathers, especially if you're doing this with the multiple people that can have more space. It's not terrible. You can get like 900 feathers if you get a small box full of them, something like that. Probably not that much, but like you can get quite a bit of feathers from it with a couple runs. And then so this is basically the final room of this area. The crate's over here. You also got to be careful of people camping in this spot because you can just hide back here, hold the crate. Another cheek spot is also the shelves again. I've killed people from up here before going for the crate whenever after I was doing it. Another decent spot that you can hold if you're wanting to hold like a long angle is this angle right here. It kind of narrows down to a point, but they do have cover and somewhat, so you got to be careful of that. But you do have this room to then fall back to, and this room can be kind of a confusing fight to be in. Now you also got to be aware of people camping outside. Now if you're getting camped, you can just say, and you hear like the NPCs outside fighting somebody, you can go back up the way you came from and go back up the front. I've done that a couple times, hearing people ready to camp outside. Also saying they would, because we killed them a bunch down here trying to get the crate when we were doing the crate. But I'm gonna just kind of wing it and just push on out of here because I haven't heard anything outside. But when you open the door, you got to be careful of the NPCs messing you up, because there can be a lot of them, and if there's a lot, you can't just typically book it. You got to clear at least some of them out until you got enough room to get out of there. This crate I've gotten good helmets out of. I've gotten good armors. I've gotten the best pair of pants out of this crate. Now this crate is actually a very good crate to get. This run was kind of a bad run. I didn't get any okay helmets. I didn't get any good armors. I got decent chest pieces, but we have so many. We had like a chest full at this time, so it's like really not that big of a deal. Those levers there are how you exit the building. They will open the doors to the left or right of the lever. Like I said, there wasn't any NPCs, so I kind of just book it out of there. Typically, I open the right door or the left door, depending on what I'm hearing outside, if I am wanting to try to fight it or just leave. Alright, so another advice is I like to put a base up here, or at least a nest to retake the base. But that's it for the guide. If you enjoyed this content, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. It helps out a lot, and I would appreciate it very much. Thank you. Have a good day.